Hi guys! I really think sometimes sleeping in a tent in the summertime can be quite a challenge, you know. Hard surfaces, mosquitoes, and I hesitate almost.
Well, that is actually perfect that you mention. I love camping outside in winters, and in this film we're going to show you how to spend a comfortable night out in the snow, and not only in one way but actually in 3 different ways. And guaranteed, no mosquitoes.
We actually got company here today by Mayu, who is an experienced dog musher and outdoor guide. So
Let's go and meet her.
yeah.
Hi Mayu, so I guess you're going to sleep in a tent tonight?
True. I have the Polar Endurance 3 pitched up here. It's super big and cozy. Yeah.
So what do you like the most about sleeping in tent in winter?
Oh, winter is my favorite time camping because it's so easy to pitch a tent. You just find a place that's flat enough, you stamp down the snow and voila, you have a tent place. Also, I will show you later, I will dig out a vestibule that makes sleeping and doing things in tent much more comfortable. Also, you can dig down the pegs really deep in the snow, which makes the tent super stable. And you don't see it, but I have 2 poles here as well that make it really sturdy for the wind.
That sounds great. I'm also quite curious how you keep warm at night, but let's talk more about that later. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Sophia. So tell me, where are you going to sleep tonight then?
I'm gonna stay right out here under the open sky.
Really? What's the story?
Well, actually, it's really comfortable. It's superior ventilation, obviously.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's gonna be quite a clear sky tonight, so I'm gonna have a good view over the stars, maybe some northern light as well. And I've tried to build a little wall here for some wind protection.
Yeah.
But the downside, I would say, is that I am a little bit unprotected, especially if it comes rain or snow from above. But as I said, I hope it's going to be a clear sky tonight.
Yeah, and you made it a little bit bigger here also. Is that like for your equipment or what you're thinking?
Exactly. Well, I have a little space here for my equipment, and here I made a space so I can make a fire at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think it's going to be super comfortable and cozy out here tonight.
That sounds like a fantastic plan, and I'm curious also to know a little bit more about your different tips and tricks on how to stay warm.
Well, my favorite thing to do is to boil some water and put it in a water bottle that can take heat. I use this as a heater, and I put it inside the sleeping bag to make it nice and warm. But I also use my big polar parka for some extra protection, usually around my feet, and that goes outside the sleeping bag.
Yeah, yeah.
So I actually use all my clothing that I bring with me for some extra protection, and my bib trousers usually I put under me as well.
Yeah, so you make some extra precautions to secure from chill out from the ground also.
Exactly. But where are you going to stay tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to show you.
Cool.
Tag along.
Oh wow, Kalle, this looks really cool. Are you going to stay down there tonight?
This is my bivouac, my Quincy snow cave.
Wow.
So the plan is to sleep in the snow.
Tell me, how did you make this one?
Well, this is a shelter, a bivouac that you can make if you have enough snow. And it is suitable for flat grounds like where we are pretty much right here. So what we did was to actually shovel up a big heap of snow, as you can see, and then we've let that pile of snow rest for a while, a couple of hours or something. and then you need to start digging again and dig out the snow. But yeah, as you know, when you start shoveling up snow together, it kind of sits together and burns like almost like concrete a little bit, and that makes the snow kind of stable. So then you can dig out the inside and get the snow cave.
I think this is a really good example as well, how to get the heat up before you before you go to bed.
That's a good thing. I mean, you're not freezing when you're digging out the snow, for sure not.
So, Kalle, when is this a good idea to dig a shelter like this?
Obviously, all snow caves takes a while to construct and to make, but when you have a flat surface and not a lot of hills, then this is a good solution. And preferably if the snow is very soft and fluffy, you can pack it up together. If it's really hard blown and wind packed, then you can saw out those big blocks. You can maybe make an igloo or something like that. If you are on a hillside where the wind have transported a lot of snow, so you have a big wall of snow, you can dig into that and make your cave there, of course. And if it's super deep snow, you can just dig a deeper trench than you made and make a cave like that. So many ways to make a protection. It's just your imagination that kind of breaks you here.
Hi, Mayu.
Hi, Sophia.
So I see you are getting ready for bedtime.
Yes, welcome to my palace.
Thank you. So tell me, how do you keep warm at night when you are camping in winter?
Okay, so there are a few things you need to do. First, have a really good dinner. Your body needs to have a lot of fuel. Then warm up before you go to bed, do some camp chores or jumping jacks, whatever. And then third, have a really good insulation. If you come inside, I can show you what I have today. So, you always have to have a really good insulation from the ground. I today have 2 mats. You can have 1 if you want, but 2 is always better. And then what I always do is I have my big parka, I put it underneath me, just underneath the sleeping bag, and then the sleeping bag on top. And the little tip, I use the hood of my parka with some clothes that I don't use as my pillow. So the clothes don't go anywhere. And it's a really nice and comfy setup.
Mayu, what are you wearing when you're sleeping?
I wear 1 or 2 layers of long johns or thermals. It depends on how cold the night is. But you don't want to put a lot of clothes on because your body is the oven that keeps everything warm in the sleeping bag. If you put too many layers around your oven, you will be cold. And whenever possible, keep your ventilation windows open because that maximizes the airflow. Maximizes the airflow in the tent, but close them if it's a snowstorm. Otherwise, you will have snow on top of you. I have had that happen. Don't want to do it again. So learn from my mistakes. Close the windows if it's snowstorm, but otherwise keep them open.
Hey, Sophia.
Hey.
This looks amazing.
Yeah, it's really cozy.
Yeah,
I've
you
got
managed
a
to get the fire.
Going. Yes.
And beautiful setup here.
Yeah, it's. I think it's going to be a lovely night out here. Yeah.
So you made any other preparations that we don't see in order not to freeze?
Well, yeah, we talked about it earlier, but I do have a hot water bottle inside the sleeping bag, so it's getting nice and warm on the inside. Something else that I did prepare as well, I also boiled some water for my thermos.
Ah, that's nice.
So that tomorrow morning I'm gonna have some
Warm drink.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's actually super. The water bottle that I have inside the sleeping bag is going to be more or less 37 degrees in the morning, so that's also good for drinking. But it's also nice to have something hot prepared.
Morning coffee.
Morning
Did
coffee.
I hear morning coffee?
You did. You did.
Awesome. Nah.
So now
Nice.
tonight
So-
I think it's just going to be a lovely night out here. You're welcome to join me. Have some dinner here maybe by the fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you sitting out here tonight is going to be just awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of proud now, you know.
About yourself.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
want to show you. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I feel like a kid coming home from kindergarten with a fantastic drawing, you know.
Yeah, and I'm also quite eager to see. So shall
Yeah.
we go and have a look?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, super.
Here we are. So welcome inside. So welcome into my very own ice hotel that I have made. A bit of work for sure, but super insulated, very well protected from the elements and the wind and snow or whatever happens outside. I won't even notice. And as you can see, I've made some preparations to insulate from the ground with some fern tree branches. Then I have my sleeping mat, and on top of that I have 2 reindeer skins, which are fantastic to insulate from the cold. So ground insulation, top notch, won't be a problem. And it won't be cold inside here either. Few degrees below zero maximum. So being cold is not my worst worry at all. What I do need to care about is not overheating, because then I have excess moisture that I really need to manage. It is kind of moist inside of the snow cave regardless. I really want to have a nice and steady body temperature throughout the night. Open up the sleeping bag might actually be totally necessary from that point of view. And then I've also made like the ceiling and the inside of the snow cave kind of dome shaped in order to get the supporting shape so that it won't sink in too much throughout the night. I mean, I will produce some heat and then maybe the snow cave sinks in a little bit, but I think it's going to be fine. Depends on outside temperature. So yeah, a bit of work, but definitely a nice way to spend the night. Good night everybody, and sleep tight. Morning.
Hi, morning. How
Nice with the fire.
Yeah, I've got a fire going here.
Yeah.
Do you want some hot water?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How was your night?
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
The sky was clear. We had some northern light last night. It was super. But then I think I must have woken up like 20 times from myself snoring.
So it was you snoring?
Yeah, definitely. If you heard something, it was me, because I was waking up for myself.
Yeah, I heard. I was out a few times. You know, I definitely hear the sounds when I was outside, but you know, inside the snow cave, it's like so quiet.
Yeah, I was
nice.
more thinking about Mayu as well because her walls are quite thin
Yeah.
on her tent, so I hope I didn't wake her up. No, but seriously, I was so tired and I slept so well.
That's great.
Yeah, it was.
Not cold at all.
No. I had my hot water bottle, and it was, you know, I was just lying, looking at the stars. Yeah, it was.
Great.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
The wind was picking up a little bit later at night.
Was it?
Yeah, a little bit.
I didn't even notice. No, I have my wool here, so I think I had good protection.
Perfect. No, it doesn't take much to get away from the wind
Yeah.
when you dig out like this.
Yeah, I do realize when I've seen your cave over there that you think this is a simple solution, but actually it's very effective.
Yeah.
And as an emergency shelter, it's perfect.
Yeah,
You just have to dig out. And
if you compare the effort put into it
Yes.
in terms of time.
yeah, and then I have time to make a cozy fire as well. So I think
Totally.
it's been good. So did you talk to Mayu yet?
No, let's go and
have a look.
check in.
Hi, morning.
Good morning.
Hey, how was the night?
Oh, it was
it
very
good?
good.
Yeah?
It was very good. A little bit stiff
Yeah,
because the ground is hard as
Yeah.
always, so I like to sleep on my side.
yeah.
So I have to change my shoulders a little bit so I wouldn't be too stiff on one side, but very warm, very warm.
So can you tell me about your morning routine?
Yeah, so like always the hardest part when you're out camping is the morning, especially in the winter time, because you have to climb out of the warm sleeping bag.
Yeah,
What-
that's always tricky.
That's so hard. So what I do, I just stuff all of my clothes and gloves and inliners for the shoes in my sleeping bag. And in the morning I have really nice and toasty warm clothes to climb in, and that makes a huge difference for me.
Do you make like a mental plan for what items to bring out when, or do you
No,
just?
then I just dig in and see what I get, and dig in until I get the right item.
Okay, that's
Sometimes-
also a strategy.
Yeah, sometimes I have a lot of things in, but I'm nice and short, so I can fit a lot of things in my leftover sleeping bag space.
That's good. That's good. So what's gonna happen now?
So I'm gonna chug out all of my things from the tent and then just put it all together.
And then get going.
Yeah.
Super. Oh well. See you later.
Yes, see you later.
Okay, we're preparing to leave and depart from the campsite, but I'm kind of curious to see how solid and robust is this cave really. Easy. This can probably stand for a couple of weeks more.
So it seems like all three of us had a really good night's sleep.
Yeah, nobody was freezing.
No.
And everybody slept. It's mission accomplished, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
Three different ways of spending a night out in the wintertime, and sleeping out in the wintertime is not that bad.
No, definitely not. It doesn't have to be difficult.
No.
You just have to be a little bit more prepared, I think, than if you
Yeah.
are sleeping outside in summer.
I think managing the cold is like 50% the physical game and 50% the mental game.
For sure.
And you need to kind of master the mental game, because that's what's really messing up for you. If you get, afraid of getting cold, then you get cold, kind of.
Yeah, one thing that I was thinking of this morning actually, that it doesn't really have to do that much with the actual sleeping, but something that I think you should practice a lot is to work with your gloves on.
Yeah.
I think people tend to forget that. You have to master your kitchen, you have to be able to pack, you have to be able to do everything with your gloves on.
Yeah. Losing your gloves is not good at all.
Step one to a bad night in the cold.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think, actually, a lot of things that we do in wintertime requires a little bit more practice than in the summer. You can try a lot more times in the summer. It's not going to happen that much. But
yeah, consequences of a mistake are usually much smaller in the summertime or when temperatures are higher than when it's cold.
Yeah, so just keep on practice.
Yeah, yeah. So I hope we've inspired at least a few people to really go out and try to sleep in the outdoors themselves.
I do hope so, because this is an excellent way to experience nature in maybe a colder way, but also in many ways a better way.
Yeah, yeah. So as usual, like and subscribe the film if you liked it. If you have questions, comments, leave them below and we'll attend to them, of course. And we hope to see you out in a tent pretty soon.
Or in an open trench.
Yeah, why not?